Welcome back to another video. Right now I'm just gonna go over some levels for a couple of stocks that are on my mind, including Nvidia, Tesla, and Twitter. As always, you wanna make sure that you're checking out the weekly chart first. And then the first thing is to see where the price currently is and then take it from there. So Nvidia right now is currently 231. And I want to start drawing levels around that price. There's no point in drawing a $152 level, for example, because it's very far away. So let's stay close. So try to find any high or low on the weekly that really sticks out. So you got this high of 230, and then this high of 229. And the reason it's super important to look at the weekly is things like this. You have this high right here, and look how it bounced 4 times on this level. Very strong level here at 208. So that's something to keep in mind. So the high is 230. So this is very key right here. So I'm trying to find out. On these 3 highs, you have 230, 228, 229. So if I'm going to create a zone, I want to get the lowest part of that and then the highest part of it to really have a zone. So maybe even 227. And then the high is, here you got 230, 229, 229, but here's 231, this high. So I'll take that, and then I'll just create a zone just to stay out of this range, because at that point, it could bounce, it could crash from off of it. So I just want to maybe stay out of that zone, especially since Nvidia has an ATR of $13. So trying to catch that $4 is not really like that much. So that's a key zone right there. And then I'll scroll here. As you can see, this was 208, and then I'll take the lowest part of this, which was 206.5, and then I'll draw the rectangle. That's a key zone. And then you have this open, which is 223, and then this open is 218. And then you have this close of 221. Actually, I'm going to erase that and then see if there's anything better on the daily for that. So 223, I don't need this right now. We'll go to the daily. First thing that comes to mind, the first thing that I spotted are some gaps. Anytime you see gaps, a good thing to do is draw those borders. Fill in the gap with your lines. So that's called a rising or falling window, depending if it's a gap up or a gap down. Another one right here, boom. And then I think there was one not too long ago. Strong gap right here, gap down. So with Nvidia being so oversold right now, can it continue going down? For sure. Like it already did 9 candles, right? Red candles. It can easily just do another one. However, with this zone right here, that's where buyers can potentially kick in. So I'm going to be watching Nvidia for next week for a potential play. Of course, with the stop loss ready, because regardless how extended it is, it could still go down, right? So I'm writing down here, key level for Nvidia is 227 to 231. Because the stock is over right now, that area can potentially be a key demand zone, right? And I could potentially play the bounce. Again, this is not investment advice, this is just education, and this is what I'm doing. I am not telling anybody to do anything. In terms of where Nvidia can head, the market is going to determine that. If the SPY keeps dumping, if NASDAQ keeps dumping. Most likely Nvidia is going to follow the market as well, right? What's kind of different though here is SPY had kind of a bounce in his holding off of Wednesday's low, but Nvidia is off of Wednesday's low another 5%. So Nvidia is actually weaker right now. So definitely something to keep in mind. Other key levels that I love watching are moving averages. So what I'll do is, if you have this right here, 243.78, that's my 200 SMA. I'll write it 243.78, and then I'll name it so I know what that level is from. And then the 50 SMA is also important. So you got 247.72, and that is the 50 SMA. Show name on the right. Boom. Now let's see if there's any highs or lows that are interesting. Previous day's low, that's super important. Over 234, Nvidia can make a strong bounce back to, 240, 245, maybe even retest the 50 SMA of 247. So I like this gap up right here for a potential support. Take out this rectangle and draw a new one. Since this is 231.3, this is 231.7, so I'll draw that 231.7 and then 230.38, and I'll draw this little window right here, and that's where Nvidia could potentially bounce. Even if it goes under it, as soon as it goes back above, that could be a buy. And then another confirmation could be the break of this trend line. All right, with a stop loss somewhere under 230. Now, let's see what else we got here. 223, 224. Potential bounce again over 230. Under 230, I will not be playing it. In terms of puts, seems a little bit too extended for me for puts. For a scalp, I would rather try to play a reversal, but just want to wait for more strength confirmation. Now, Tesla already have levels on it, and here they are. Now, they might look a little bit, it might look a lot on the daily, but I'm not using the daily to trade. I'm using the daily to draw levels. But when you go to the 5 minute, it looks much better. All right. So Tesla is holding 1020s right now. Buyers are stepping in. Sellers aren't really too aggressive over there. So something to keep an eye on. You also have the 20 EMA is 1012 now. So I got to update it here. That's another key level that I like to watch. Again, for the moving averages, I watch 4. I watch the 8 and the 20 EMA, and then I watch the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA. 8 and 20 is short term, and then the 50 is intermediate term, and then 200 is the long term. Why is this important? Because stocks tend to make very strong moves near these levels. They're considered very strong levels. All right, so for Tesla, under 1020 can be a potential flush back down to maybe 980, and that's doable in 1 day considering that it has an ATR of 50. And again, ATR is how much that stock moves on average per day. So that's pretty much it for Tesla. Here's the levels from the upside and the downside right here. 987, 97, 1012, 1021, 24, 27, 1040, 1053, and then 1060, and then 1070, 1079, and last but not least, Twitter. I'm gonna redraw this just so I can show you my thought process. So first things first, what you want to do, again, draw all key levels from the bigger time frame. So here you got the high of December 2018 is 47.80, right? Anything else here? We'll get back to it. and then you have the high of 2019 is about 45, right? So Twitter is kind of sideways here. You got buyers and sellers confused. No strength really in terms of overall picture the last 3 years. It's whoever bought it 3 years ago is still break even on the stock. So not trending, it's just sideways right now. And also it's around some very key levels from the bigger time frame. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on, because something crazy could happen when it's near key levels. Here you got this key level 39, and then also this. It coincides with that, so I'll just kind of do something like that. Boom. 3906, that's 38. I'll draw that. That makes more sense. So I'll take this with that, and that will be a zone for me. Boom. What else? What else? Got this here, most recent low. Boom. Here's a key level here. This is where Twitter bottomed before it pushed up like crazy, about 30% in 2 months. That's also a key level to watch. Key level, high. No point really in drawing any levels from like 57 up, because Twitter would have to go up 24% just for you to use that level. You might as well find levels that are near where the price is right now so you can use it. So let's see here what we got. So Twitter here is very interesting, considering that it's up almost 18% since last Friday, and it's also down 15%. So at one point it was up 36, now it's up 15. So it's crazy volatile, and the option chain would definitely reflect that 93%. But that should cool down. That's interesting that this sell-off happened at the same level as this red candle right here. Dropped 11% off of 52. Sellers really hit 52 hard again. So that's something to keep an eye on. And here you got, where's that 45.86 level from? That's probably somewhere from the weekly. 45.86. Yep, 45.86 is the high of 2019. So I might be a good idea to just say here, high of 2019. And then that way here, boom, it's not a coincidence that it held it here, right? Could potentially bounce. You also have these two lows right here that can be used as a zone, 46.55, and this is 46.86. And that is definitely something to keep an eye on and extend it, because that could be a key level to watch for the coming days. And then you got the high of today. No reason to draw anything down here. You do have this 40 level, and then also have this high of 41.48, and then this one's 41.88. So yeah, these are the levels that I'll be watching on Twitter, Tesla, and Nvidia in the upcoming week, and I'll be looking to play it. And I'm not predetermining if I want to do calls or if I want to do puts. I just want to see how the market, because I don't know if SPY is going to have a strong week or a weak week. I don't know what's going to happen. So I can't sit here and predetermine I'm going to play Tesla calls or Tesla puts or SPY calls, SPY puts. Like, you just have to have your levels ready or have your edge ready. For me, it's my levels. For you, it could be trend line, moving average, it could be RSI, MACD, whatever your indicator or strategy is. Don't try to predict how it's going to happen, right? So for example, moving average, if it's going down to moving average, don't predict that it's going to bounce. What you want to do is wait for it to go there and then see how it dances around the level, and then even when you do enter for a play, have that stop loss, right? Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.